Welcome to the ARK Survival Evolved Ragnarok map. This is my attempt of the hardcore mode series, where I will have only 100 days, surviving dangerous conditions, with only one single life, where I need to tame and raise an army of all the needed dinosaurs, as well as gathering all the artifacts required to enter the boss arena, getting all the needed gear to finally take on the alpha bosses of the map. This series is presented by Crowmeda. Be sure to subscribe.
Flashback.
Previously on the ARK Hardcore series, we got pulled up on by a pirate while we were exploring the depths of the ocean to get the artifact. Once we were taken on board, we were met by Captain Pinkbeard, and he explained to us how we had to recollect all the bones of his body and return it to a sunken ship in order to get our angler returned safely to us. I actually thought the angler was forever lost at sea, so I accepted the challenge and started my journey in the depths of the ocean in search for the 5 missing bones. Since I was a bit cautious about getting access back to the ocean, I used the time while searching for all the bones to also collect some underwater tributes I would need for the boss fight. The tributes included megalodon fins, basilosaur blubber, and Tuso tentacles. Once we gathered up all the underwater tributes, we made our way back to base to safely store them in our artifact cabinet. We now already had all the artifacts and all the underwater tributes complete to summon the bosses, so we set about to collect the final bones of Captain Pinkbeard and returned it to his sunken ship to start the ritual to return him back to life. We saw Captain Pinkbeard make his way back up to his ship and we followed closely behind. Once we met him, he rewarded us as promised with the anglerfish. We were quite surprised. The pirate turned out somewhat trusted, but of course then he blew up our ship because we used his time to collect the tributes.
End of flashback.
This is episode 12, the final episode of the hardcore mode series. Be sure to like, comment and subscribe. What is up everyone? So after our narrow escape from Captain Pinkbeard, we are off on day 56 to go get ourselves a wyvern egg yet again. Now I really hope this time it would be the final egg that I would need. Alright, so we're on our way towards the scar. Now I'm going to be dedicating the next few days towards the final land tributes that we need for the boss. I'm gonna need to kill some spinos, some brontos, megalania, titanboas, argies, and of course Thylo. So yay, we're gonna venture back to the redwoods. But yeah, if I dedicate the next few days and we can get this done properly, we're gonna be well on our way to be ready for the boss fight in terms of artifacts and tributes. And then we can pretty much spend the last few days just focusing on the saddles, breeding, leveling, and we'll be good to go well ahead of schedule. So I'm very happy on our progress so far, and now we just need to get the final little nitty-gritties done. So we set out to the wyvern trench to collect one final egg. Alright, so hopefully we're lucky in having one of the earlier nests with a good egg, because I'm not in the mood for a crazy chase today. And we were, since the first egg we got was a 155. There we go. Once we grab the egg, we head over to our trap to make a quick escape. Hopefully we don't have any tails on our ass. And luckily, there weren't any wyverns in the area, so it was a pretty easy egg grab. Kinda looks like the coast is clear, so definitely one of the easiest egg grabs I've had so far. We then returned the egg safely back to base and dropped it down to get the incubation process started. I always have to poop in my cinematics to spoil the shot. This guy. I got a toilet, my man. Use it. We then waited patiently for our fire egg to hatch, and we were quite excited to have a wyvern yet again. This egg is actually pretty huge. I never realized how big wyvern eggs are compared to a human. And finally our egg was ready to pop. Our final wyvern was born, so we named him Charizard. Definitely not the prettiest of them all. It's like a full black one. Right. Just go for Charizard. Now let's get you all raised up, buddy. We stayed by base the whole day so we could get the imprints done on Charizard. And he was fully imprinted in no time. We then decided to breed the theory some more, just so we can continue working on our army that we would need for the final fight. But then we noticed Hey looking on as a concerned mother as our children were committing incest. So of course we had to get her out of there, and we decided to go farm up some hide and meat. By late that evening we returned back with all the meat, and in that time Charizard was all grown up and ready for some adventures.
The next morning.
On day 37, we made our way to the redwoods so we could get some land tributes. We decided to start with some Thylos. Fortunately, each Thylo gave us 2 talents, so we would only need to kill a total of 13. So we continued searching around the entire day to find all the Thylos needed. It was definitely a lot safer flying with a wyvern versus the PT, as they didn't really dismount me at all. Not today, buddy. We then noticed a poor friend stuck on the edge of the water and a canoe was heading towards him, so we knew we had to rescue the poor purple Gallimimus. Mr. Gally, I think you should run, there's the coroner coming. Saved you. What a nice looking Gally. Beautiful. For some reason, he was still not running away. But, apparently, we then noticed something very strange, as a PT was flying around on the water. Makes a lot of sense. Are you a new kind of fish species? I did start to think I should maybe reload the game in case it gets a bit glitchy. I don't think it's lagging, but I thought it should be alright. Clearly mistakes were made. Oh, there he just casually flies out of the water. Because shortly after, this happened. Ah, went in for the pick, but it didn't work. I got glitched into a Thylo that started trying to drown me. What is going on with the game today? I couldn't move at all, and my oxygen was quickly depleting. Excuse me, sir. I was getting somewhat concerned, but luckily we got to a shallow point and the Thylo started attacking me. How is this okay? It took me until we were underwater, and now I'm drowning. Oh boy.
cheating, Thylo.
After murdering the Thylo that tried to drown us, we got jumped by a few more, and the talent gathering was starting to pick up pace. I must say, Charizard turned out to be quite useless backup, as I actually had to murder most of them myself. But finally, we spotted the final Thylo. So after going in for the landing, we slaughtered the Thylo and we finally had all the talents we required. There we go, just before it gets too dark here. Yeah, just like 10 seconds before nighttime would have started, we can finally make our way out of here. So we made our way back to base and deposited all the tributes that we collected. Mr. Guard Dog, am I expecting any uninvited visitors? Alright, now we can get a good night rest, and then tomorrow I think we focus on the titanboa and megalania, as well as the vertebrae, and then the day after we can finish up the argies, and on the final day the spinos. So we're pretty much good to go.
The next day.
On day 58, we made our way over to the treacherous swamp, so we could murder some sarcos and titanboas. With titanboas, not all of them ended up dropping venom, so it took quite some time, and we found a bunch of little swamp puppies all the time that we tried to save. But of course, Capros knocked him out of my reach, and I couldn't rescue the poor little puppy. I did try my best to get rid of the Capro. Leave that poor little whatever it is alone, little Capro. And the wyvern actually came in to murder him.
Try to save you, buddy. You're okay. You're not dead. Come on, you're not dead. You just need water again, right?
He did. This was pretty much an occurrence throughout the swamp. The poor diprocolas, or swamp puppies as I like to call them, were getting bullied left, right and center. I tried to save as many and avenge the ones that I couldn't, while at the same time collecting my tributes. And yet again, Charizard was not that helpful at all. So I was forced to fight off all the tanky sarcos on my own. Luckily, I had my shotgun with me. And of course, we ran into some leeches.
Ooh, I hate these things. But I can use you for fishing bait. How many of them are here?
No, don't tell me I've got one on me. I was quite nervous that I would get swamp fever, so I quickly made work to make a campfire to get the leech off my face. Yuck, I hate these things. But luckily, after setting myself on fire, the leech was no longer a problem. Stupid leech. I then saw another poor little swamp puppy being bullied by a Capro and two titanboas, and I tried my level best to save him yet again.
Can you leave him alone, Mr. Capro? Right, this time I finally saved you, little buddy.
Such nice colors. Hope you have a good life, man. But the diplocolas were definitely at the bottom of the food chain. So I continued my journey to find all the boa venom and sarco skins that I possibly could. And then by the time the sun started to set, I got the hell out of the swamp. Alright, so I think I'm gonna make my way back towards the volcano. On the beach in that area, you do sometimes find megalania as well as titanboas. So I'd rather finish the titanboas off tomorrow in a different place than staying in the swamp much longer. It is a horrible place, honestly.
The next day.
So on day 59, we arrived in the volcanic area and searched for some megalania. We found quite a lot in one area, so farming them up took no time at all. They were also dropping 2 megalania toxin each, so we only had to find a total of 13 of them. There's a lot of them here. See about 3 in this area, so 4. Definitely think one of these are gonna help us finish our journey, and it's the first one. Awesome. That's titanboa venom done as well. Now we've just got the spinos, argies, and vertebrates left. There's our first argie right there. So we then started focusing on argies as well as vertebrates wherever we could come across a diplo or a bronto. That is, if you can even call them brontos. Just look at this. Okay, because that makes a lot of sense. Are you an inflatable bronto? You're not a real one. Once the argies were done, we made our way over to the canyon in search for some spinos. We also found quite a lot of diplos here, so we could finish up all the spino sales and diplos. And by that evening, we pretty much had everything ready to go. Right, I think that is everything, so I'll go back to base, have a nice relaxing evening, and by the morning I can go deposit everything in Green Orb and just double check that we've got everything we need. So we dropped off everything in our artifact cabinet and made sure we had all the tributes we required. Finally, our tribute and artifact hunting had been complete. We had ourselves a nice relaxing evening after all the hard work we did today.
The following day.
Excuse me, Mr. Guard Dog, don't poop on the porch. And on day 60, we took everything over to Green Orb. Still looking quite bloody. The last thing that now remained for us to do were breeding and saddle farming. So, this would be the final journey. Alright, so moment of truth. Let's see if we've got everything that we need. And there we go, a very, very long journey, but we've got everything we need. So I'm very, very happy to see this light up. Imagine I press it by mistake now, like that would be a tragedy. But yeah, we have got everything good to go. So, my good friends, this is where we will be parting ways for now. As the next few days are going to be quite boring. I'm going to be doing a lot of breeding, farming up saddles, leveling up the Rexes, leveling up the theories. So if you guys do want to see all of the next 40 days play out and what happens, you're going to have to watch the full video. Don't worry, I will leave some timestamps in. But this has been the last episode where we needed to gather or obtain anything. So we're done. Everything, all the hard work is done. So I will see you guys again soon for the 400-day video.
I know that you're curious, I know that you're strong, But life can be furious and things can go wrong. You go, we're better off tomorrow. But who knows if we get joy or sorrow. Stay true to that fire in your heart and your soul. Don't drench your desire in what you can't control. We fly, try so hard to get there, and we might be lost but not forever. There's things in life you simply need to know. Like sun and rain and trust in letting go. It takes a bit of suffering, sleepless nights and wandering, before you make it safely to the end, the end, the end. Don't say you're ridiculous, you're not even close. Don't wish for indifference, you're not one of those. We fall, but we always rise up through it all. We get a little wiser.
Thank you for watching, and thanks for each and every one of you guys that has shown so much support throughout the series. Be sure to be on the lookout for the final video.